Right now, President Biden is hosting French President Emmanuel Macron at the White House, what the two leaders are expected to talk about. Also, on this World AIDS Day, the U.S. announces a new strategy to end the HIV/AIDS pandemic. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. We begin today with Madison police investigating a shooting at Warner Park last night. Police say it happened sometime around 10 p.m. Officers were sent to the area after getting a report that someone had been shot. The victim reportedly suffered a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Right now, police say the public is not in any known danger. Right now, authorities are investigating after a car reportedly crashed into the Wisconsin River. According to a press release, a 2019 Honda Passport driven by a 50-year-old Minnesota man was traveling westbound when the vehicle left the road, hit a sign, and landed in the Wisconsin River. Law enforcement responded at 7:40 this morning. The driver was able to escape the SUV and was helped to shore by first responders. He was taken to a hospital to be treated for serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The cause of the crash has not yet been determined. A vehicle fire shut down 2 lanes of traffic, creating a significant traffic backup during today's morning commute. This was on the eastbound Beltline near the Monona Drive exit. A large plume of smoke could be seen over the Beltline on DOT cameras in the area as crews worked for more than 45 minutes to put the fire out. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but fire officials consider the vehicle, a small 4-door sedan, to be a total loss. Dane County Dispatch did not receive any reports of injuries. More road closures are planned this week for the Hairball intersection in downtown Madison. 1 lane along northbound John Nolan Drive and southbound Blair Street will be closed starting today through Friday afternoon. Only 1 lane in each direction will be closed, so drivers can still travel in either direction, but trips may take slightly longer. The entire project set to be completed by the fall of 2023. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Meteorologist Greg Barnhart to look at your certified most accurate forecast, and the lack of wind sure makes a difference out there.
It does, doesn't it? 15 degrees, like I said, is a lot different than 15-degree wind chill, too. So that's the good news today. We got plenty of sunshine, lighter winds, at least right now. The winds will start picking up this afternoon as we do have another front coming, but it's going to be a little bit of time before it gets here. For today, the temperature started off in the teens, but once again, no wind chills. Up to the north, single digits, but that was where some snow cover existed, too, so that helped. Overall, our temperatures today should climb up into the upper 30s to near 40. This afternoon, they'll drop off. But tonight, they won't see as much of a drop due to the winds increasing and cloud cover later tonight. So it won't be as cold as you wake up tomorrow morning, more like in the upper 20s to around 30. You can see your temps time out there. Big increase in temperatures to the west. That is because that front is getting closer there. So as you see, Denver jumped up 31 degrees. So we are going to see more of that warmth tomorrow. As you look at satellite, that large system out to the west is the one that we're watching. And there's a lot of cold air up to the north. That is not clouds to the ground. That is actually surface temperatures it's measuring. So as you can see, 20 belows. I'll give you an update if we're going to see any of that cold air through this weekend a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, we'll check in. Thank you, Greg. President Biden will host French President Emmanuel Macron for a state dinner this evening. But first, it'll be a full day of work as the two leaders discuss a range of topics of mutual interest. Natalie Brand has more from Washington.
President Biden welcomed French President Emmanuel Macron to the White House Thursday in the first state visit of his administration.
France is our oldest ally, our unwavering partner in freedom's cause.
Against a backdrop of diplomatic pageantry, the two leaders have a full plate of issues to discuss, including continued support for Ukraine in its fight against Russia.
The alliance between our two nations remains essential to our mutual defense.
Face au retour de la guerre sur le sol européen.
As war returns to the European soil, following Russia's aggression against Ukraine, and in light of the multiple crises our nations and our societies face, we need to become brothers in arms once more.
During bilateral meetings, the two world leaders will also talk about China and the Middle East, as well as economic and energy cooperation.
We are a real inflection point. Things are changing rapidly, really rapidly. And it's really important we stay in close communication. It doesn't mean that every single solitary thing we agree on, but it does mean we agree on almost everything.
The visit also highlights the mending of the country's relationship following some tension last year when the White House announced a nuclear submarine agreement with Australia, undermining a separate deal with France. One new potential source of tension, President Macron's concerns that subsidies in the Inflation Reduction Act would make American-made electric vehicles less expensive than EVs made abroad.
Creating a lot of jobs, which means investing a lot in our economies, and we have to synchronize our action on this issue, and it will be an important topic of discussion.
The White House will host a state dinner tonight, the first one in 3 years. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, some of China's largest cities are easing COVID restrictions while police watch for any new protests. Thousands of people blasted the government's COVID policies over the weekend in China's largest public demonstration in decades. The government may now be trying to diffuse public anger and prevent a larger outbreak of protests. Well, it is World AIDS Day, and today the Biden administration announced a new strategy to end the HIV/AIDS pandemic as a public health threat by 2030. The 5-year plan will focus on collaborating with fighting the disease, addressing equity issues and the stigma and discrimination around HIV, and strengthen public health initiatives.
If we don't ensure access, equal access for everyone with HIV, then we will not be able to end the pandemic.
HIV can affect anyone regardless of their sexual orientation, race, gender, or age. The CDC says talking openly about HIV, getting tested, and knowing your HIV status can help in the fight against AIDS. The cost of filling up is going down. AAA says the national average for a gallon of gas is $3.47. That's down 12 cents from last week and 29 cents in the past month. Some analysts predict gas prices will keep falling as we head toward the end of the year holiday season. Gas Buddy says they could drop below $3 a gallon by Christmas. Walgreens is expanding its same-day delivery service to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Customers can order through its website or app and have their items delivered in as little as an hour. It'll be available in 400 stores nationwide. Walgreens is celebrating the expansion by offering free delivery on orders over $20 through December 10th. More information available at walgreens.com. And there's more to come on News 3 Now and noon. Interest rates could rise even higher, and DoorDash joins the list of companies laying off thousands of employees. Details coming up in the Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
It's the last chance for Furniture and Appliance Mart's Black Friday appliance sale. Save on this GE electric range stove in white or black, now only $7.99. Plus 60-month special financing with no minimum purchase at Furniture and Appliance Mart, inside Ashley off the Beltline in East Springs Drive.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for Mom would be like that. Oh, Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for Mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace supportive care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way. If you're on Medicare and Medicaid, it pays to pick a plan with the benefits you want. With the iCare Medicare plan, members receive a spending account card that gives them $150 total per month to spend on food, OTC items, utilities, or even rent. Members also have a $0 copay for all covered Part D drugs and dental and vision coverage. Call to speak with a licensed sales agent who will help you find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough, so it's better to be prepared. Keeping Binax Now handy makes it easy to test, and self-test kits may be reimbursable with no copay through your health plan. With Binax Now, you'll have reliable results in 15 minutes with the self-test that features the same technology doctors use and detects multiple variants, including Omicron BA.5. So you can always be prepared with Binax Now, the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S.
In this job, I get to know clients really well on a personal level. We figure out the best way we can for you to win, and we try to get the best results for you, not through simply being aggressive, but by fighting smart.
All in to win. Gingras, Thompson, and Walks.
Toyota-thon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota. Like Camry Hybrid, RAV4, Tundra, and more.
Wow. What's next?
I knew I was forgetting something.
She's a wizard.
Toyota, let's go places. Ashley's Black Friday sale is ending soon. Save big on furniture doorbusters, now up to 68% off. Plus 60 months special financing, no minimum and no money down. Hurry in before these savings are gone at Ashley.
In a big speech in Washington Wednesday, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the Fed may still raise interest rates higher, but the pace of those hikes could slow as soon as this month. Powell said there's some good news on inflation, predicting the price of housing and rent would decrease next year. But he also acknowledged the country has a long way to go in the fight to stop inflation, with a hot labor market and the price of services such as dining out and travel continuing to rise. DoorDash is the latest tech company to slash jobs. The food delivery company is eliminating over 1,200 corporate jobs, saying it hired too many people when demand surged during the COVID-19 pandemic. It comes the same day government data showed there were 10.3 million job openings in October, down from 10.7 million the previous month. And now Chick-fil-A lovers can show off their loyalty through fashion. The chicken chain this week launched its first ever merchandise collection, selling items like mugs, t-shirts, blankets, and hoodies, with pricing ranging from $15 to $75. Chick-fil-A says it expects the swag to sell out quickly, but it will add more items next year. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Dan Lieberman.
Let's check stocks at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial's down 229 points. The NASDAQ off almost 2 points. The S&P 500 down 8. Well, coming up, Pam has today's egg prices, and Greg shares the latest forecast. And then later on Live at 4, we'll sit down with UW infectious disease specialist Ryan Westergaard to talk about World AIDS Day. That's coming up today on Live at 4.
Enjoy a stress-free buying experience at Bergstrom Chevrolet. Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin, all with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day lowest price protection guarantee and 7-day money-back guarantee. Choose a vehicle that's in stock, reserve one that's on the way, or order one just the way you want it, and never pay more than MSRP. Buy with confidence and complete peace of mind from Wisconsin's largest Chevy dealer. Find new roads in a new Chevrolet. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife, Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
Our secret? At SelectQuote, we aggressively comparison shop up to 10 highly rated companies to find you the company with the best rates. Why pay more? Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, Kim Jong is here to make you laugh. Then my baby Sloth Chef is back. And Ashton Sanders from the Oscar winner, Moonlight.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. They've answered the call again and again in unprecedented times. Now it's their turn to get help.
It's so important to keep our service members well.
Eric Franke explores the new program giving critical support to Wisconsin's National Guard. Tonight on News 3 Now at 6. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this Thursday.
Yeah, and all kinds of big things coming up this weekend. I'll see everybody starting tomorrow afternoon at the Wisconsin Farm Bureau Federation's annual convention up in Wisconsin Dells. That'll run through Monday with their business session. Want to share some new announcements from our Wisconsin honey producers. They have selected the new queen for 2023, and she is a dandy. Her name is Kaylin Sumner. She hails from Cecil up in northeast Wisconsin. 2023 Wisconsin Honey Queen. She's the daughter of Robert and Tracy Sumner from Cecil. Graduated from Pulaski High School and is a junior right now at Kansas State University, where she's majoring in agriculture education and minors in food science and entomology. And I'll tell you what, I interviewed this young woman at their Wisconsin Honey Producers annual conference in Brookfield, and she is the real deal. Passionate about the bee industry and the honey industry, and she'll be competing for the honor of possibly becoming the American Honey Queen down at the American Beekeeping Federation Convention in New Orleans. That comes up in January, so I wish her the best of luck. Like I said, I got a pretty good sense on folks when I get a chance to visit with them, and she is the real deal. Kaylin Sumner from Cecil. And don't forget, the Wisconsin Honey Producers always welcome opportunities for people like Kaylin to come and visit classrooms, civic groups. If you want to know more, just go to their website. That's wihoney.org. All right, let's talk a little bit more about what's happening in Wisconsin agriculture. Our milk price came out for the month of October. Not too bad, $24.40 a hundredweight paid to the average dairy farm in Wisconsin. That works out to be about $2 a gallon if you do the math. That is $2.30 a hundredweight more than it was in September, $4.70 a hundredweight more than it was last October, but still below the all U.S. milk price. So today in Chicago, barrel cheese up 8 at $1.89 3/4. 40-pound block cheese up 3.5 cents at $2.10. Double A butter down 4.5, $2.88 a pound. I just talked to a broker this morning from Everegg, and they said butter price has to stay competitive in the world marketplace. We forget we can't eat it all here. We got to ship it overseas. So that's
we
what
try
that's
though. We try.
Oh yes, absolutely. Open my refrigerator, and you'd think that I'm a poster child for the dairy industry for sure.
So you're on the road tomorrow?
Yep. I'll be up in the Dells getting ready for all the festivities. So if you want to follow along, Fabulous Farm Babe on Facebook. We'll post some fun stuff.
All right, we'll see you back next week.
Yep.
All right. Climate change is striking a chord with music makers in Europe. Tina Kraus shows us how it's taking a toll on the wood they use to make instruments.
The sounds of nature echo for miles across the Rizou forest in Switzerland. But drier, warmer weather is threatening to rob the region of the sound of music. Forest rangers say climate conditions are killing treasured trees used to make instruments like acoustic guitars, violins, and cellos. Francois Villard says, never in my 40 years of forestry have I seen so many dry trees. It's a worry that cuts deep for musical craftsman Theo Magnan, whose company relies on finding that special spruce. He says for musical instruments, you need very tight veins, and the trees grow best in higher elevations to help that. Softwoods like spruce are used to make soundboards that amplify the vibrations of strings. It's the air inside the guitar that will begin to move, this instrument maker says, and we want the best quality of wood possible. But extreme weather conditions can turn a spruce into a wood that's not worthy for the workshop, and there's fear the effects of climate change could throw the industry off key. Magnan says music makers around the world aren't sure where they'll get their wood in the next 10 to 20 years, forcing craftsmen to change their tune to survive. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
And some European craftsmen say they're looking at cedar wood from Lebanon as a possible replacement to help build instruments in the future. Greg's here now with the latest weather conditions.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad first day of the meteorological winter, and that really starts today, goes through the end of February. Our months are a little bit different just because it helps to keep the climate. The stats and data a little bit simpler to do that unless you're going with the other solstice numbers, so that's why we start with December 1st. Overall, we are coming in December, so we start off in the upper 30s. By the end of the month, we're in the upper 20s. It can still get warm, 65 back in 2012, but obviously we can get cold like in 1872 at negative 28. So we can have a range, but typically we are getting into the snow months. We do have a front coming through Friday, Saturday. The biggest thing with this front is kind of like we saw with the last one, the wind shift, the winds, a little flurries, but it's really going to be the drop in temperature and the winds that you're going to feel coming Friday night and then waking up Saturday morning. It'll be kind of like we woke up yesterday with those type of temperatures too. Really today we're going to have southwest flow. All that cold air is starting to sink to the south. They got a storm system out there. A piece of it's going to be coming through Friday to Saturday. We'll cool down, but in the meantime, behind that, as you notice, we don't really see colder air continue to evect into the area. It kind of goes right back to southwest flow. So it's going to be a brief cold snap, kind of like with a brief warm-up that we're going to get through Saturday. As you see today, southerly winds will keep going. We'll see an increase this afternoon with that. Cloud cover will start increasing tonight as that front gets closer. That means overnight temperatures should be as cold tonight as the winds pick up. Tomorrow, we're going to see the winds definitely increase as it gets closer. A few showers by the time we get to the afternoon. Not much, and then maybe a brief change over to some flurries Friday night into Saturday, early Saturday morning. But notice the winds will turn Friday night, so once you wake up Saturday morning, it will definitely feel cold once again that we've had. So as we look at the temperatures today, mid to upper 30s this afternoon, maybe a 40 in a few spots. You'll notice the winds start to pick up, but nothing like we saw yesterday, and obviously they're from the south today. Tonight, you can see temperatures tailing off a little bit to the upper 20s for midnight before you then see cloud cover starts to increase. So tomorrow morning, you'll wake up more in the upper 20s near 30 than we had in the teens. Tomorrow, here you go, you can see the temperatures get 51, 52 at Lone Rock. We might get 50 here at Madison. It'll come close. By afternoon, it gets close enough that you start seeing a few pop-up showers here ahead of it. A lot of areas probably will not see any rain, but if we do, it'll just be a light amount, and then a changeover occur after night. You can see the temperatures begin to fall after midnight, so you could see a few flakes of snow with that. Most of the snowfall should be up to the north, not expecting much of any accumulation or anything, but you notice the temperatures and the wind starts picking up, and the wind can be really strong. We're looking at 30 to 35, maybe sustained winds Friday night into Saturday morning, so it'll be quite breezy. Then we'll see cloud cover start to decrease tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon. So the winds you can see today, not much of a problem with the winds really. We'll see them increase a little bit, but nothing like we'll see tomorrow. You see Friday, they start picking up. They're up to 20. This is just a taste of what could come, because by the time we get to Friday night, they could be sustained at 30 miles per hour too with this. So once we hit 26 on Saturday, a cold day, we'll cop back up to 38, which is about average. Another system comes through Monday, Tuesday. That looks fairly weak again. And then we get kind of in a cold and dry pattern, at least start the first week of December. The good news is that there is no big major systems coming through in the next probably 7 to 10 days, but it does look to be colder, at least through the first week of December.
Well, it's winter.
It is.
Meteorological.
It's not quite the 21st yet, but yes, meteorological.
All right. Thank you, Greg. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Howard has some suggestions if you're sending some homemade gifts to friends and family this holiday season.
Who doesn't like getting a package of homemade goodies in the mail? I know I do. And today we have some tips and tricks to help make sure that everything arrives safe and sound.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
New in 2023, iCare Medicare plan members receive an allowance of $150 total per month to spend on items like eligible healthy foods, OTC products, home supplies, wellness care, or living support such as rent, utilities, and internet. All unused monthly funds roll over until the end of the year. If you have Medicare and Medicaid, call us, and a licensed sales agent will help find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can permanently remove stubborn fat in just one visit. Don't wait. The results I've seen achieved are truly outstanding.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
After a drunk driving accident, drivers may be punished in the criminal justice system, but the victims are overlooked. But not by Gingras, Thompson, and Walks. With devastating injuries and loss, drunk driving accident victims need an attorney to fight for a way to rebuild their lives. GTW lawyers have won some of the biggest civil awards. Recently, over $5 million for a woman who lost her husband and became disabled. All in to win. Gingras, Thompson, and Walks.
Over the next couple of weeks, we'll be making homemade goodies to ship to loved ones all over the country. Let me share a few of my favorite tips and tricks to help make sure that everything arrives safe and sound. Before you get started, you want to consider what type of goodies ship best. One option is cookies. You want to go with ones that are, let's say, more durable. You know, like sugar cookies, gingerbread, and so on. Bar cookies and brownies also ship well. Just avoid something like a cheesecake bar that needs refrigeration. And no matter what you're shipping, whether that be cookies or whatever, always make sure it's cool before packing it. For cookies, wrap them in small bundles or place them in a plastic container. Tuck some crinkled up plastic wrap around them so they don't rattle and break. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that decorative tins or boxes of nuts and snack mixes are also great to ship. So no matter what edibles you're shipping, make sure you pack these in smaller containers in a sturdy box nestled in some packing peanuts. And don't forget to put a note inside so they know who they're from. To get you started, we have 2 recipes that I'll be shipping this year, along with my regular go-to cookies. It's our amazing sugar and spice nuts and our addictive red cinnamon popcorn. Both are on our website right now, so what are you waiting for? I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a pack, ship, and yummy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, it's time to introduce you to our pet of the week. Peppa the rabbit has a big personality. She's friendly and loves attention, but does not like being picked up. Peppa's also curious and energetic and can sometimes be mischievous, so be sure to keep an eye on her. She needs an extra large cage, but would also do well in a free roam household. Today kicks off Humane Holidays at Mound's Pet Food Warehouse. Now through December 24th, you can support Dane County Humane Society and Rock County's Friends of the Noah Cafe program by buying items off of their wish list and donating them. Help give a happy holiday to shelter animals and families in need. To learn more, go to giveshelter.org/events. And Sepia the dog, featured 2 weeks ago, is still available for adoption, but Claude the cat, featured 3 weeks ago, has found a forever home. If you're interested in adopting Peppa or checking out all the other animals, go to giveshelter.org. And here's Greg, one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we're going to have a nice day, really seasonal day on tap. We should be the 1st of December. Warmer tomorrow. Could see 50. The winds are going to start picking up because we're at a front coming through. So it'll go back to winter come Saturday. You'll definitely see the temperature change there come that time. We'll be the 30s today. And if you see tomorrow, 50, 26 Saturday.